all you movie lovers. Yes, it's Friday afternoon, and you're with Bob, you know, the Canadian guy that's on Cosburn Avenue, and he's here to talk to you about the movies he watched this week. So let's get started. Like my puppy? Yeah. Alright, TCM. First time watch. Soviet spies follow a stranded motorist and the code-carrying woman who gives him a ride. Right? His car kind of breaks down. He needs a ride. So this lady asked him if she wants to pick a ride with her. She'll take him. Kind of thinks it's kind of strange, but after a while, I guess he says, I guess so, all right. He doesn't know, right? But yeah, she's carrying a code. So the what do you call it? Let's call them the bad guys are following her. They want the code from her. So they go travel along the highway and they try to get the code from her here and there. It's not bad. Gave it a 6. Stars Ruth Roman. You guys must know Ruth Roman. Sterling Hayden and Warner Kleppener. He was in Hogan's Heroes. All right. Yeah, first time watch. That's what I'm going to be saying from now on. This year. Or just starting this year. Starting now, today, this year. This is a new book. Started a new book. This one starts from November the 7th to, anyway, from 2021 to 2022. Whenever that is, whenever this ends. Probably around the same time next year. So, yeah, I'm going to fill the book in. And, okay, what else have I watched? I watched TCM also. Edge of Darkness, 1943, I think it is. Yeah, Errol Flynn and Ann Sheridan. Very good. Everybody knows Errol Flynn. Everybody knows Ann Sheridan. And Walter Houston. A Norwegian and his bride lead the underground against the Nazis. They're in a village, a little small village, right? There's about 800 people. There's about 150 Germans, a few Nazis. And they're guarding everybody, stuff like that. They still go about their business, but yeah. So that's the first time watch too. And I gave it an 8. I got a clip on my channel from the movie. There's a little clip. Just to show you. And then there's the last of Mrs.
Much young one. I find your lack of faith disturbing. I have you now.
The last of Mrs. Chesney. Chesney or Cheney? Cheyney. Cheney? Whatever. Alright, a jewel thief and her partner corner British aristocrats at an old country weekend. I don't know, in a big mansion at a country weekend. She gets invited there. They think she's somebody else because she dresses nice. Anyway, she's a jewel thief, right? So they invite her. So she's there for the weekend to steal the goddamn jewels, right? Yeah, so that stars Joan Crawford, William Powell. Everybody knows William Powell, right? The Thin Man and everything else. And Robert Montgomery, yes. First time watch for this one. I give it a 6. That's TCM also. And then I watched The Return of Bulldog Drummond. This is TCM also, 1934. The retired British captain forms a gang to rescue his wife and thwart his nemesis. Ralph Richardson, Ann Todd, and Francis Sullivan. Yeah, there's a few of these movies about Bulldog Drummond. Most of them are in public domain. Yeah, so 1934. First time watch. And did I say first time watch for Mrs. Cheney? Yes, first time watch. The Return of Bulldog Drummond. I gave it a 6. They're okay. They're not that long. 60, 70 minutes. 75 minutes. And I watched on Netflix. I watched The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. First time watch. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, Samuel Jackson, L. Jackson, Mother, and Salma Hayek. What's her name? Hayek. She got big boobs. She shows them. Well, she doesn't show them off. I shouldn't say it like that. But this movie's a riot. It's funny. I laughed. I was laughing my head off in a few parts. Really, it's hilarious. Yeah, I gave it a 7. There's a few moments I couldn't help laughing. It's a lot of action in it too, right? Shooting guns up, things blowing up, you know, the regular thing. And now Tony Banderas is in it too. But anyway, it's fun. Yeah, I gave it a 7. First time watch on Netflix. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, 2021. It's hilarious. And for the first time, now these are, you don't get to see these rare up. I've never seen any. I know all about them, heard all about them for years, but I've never seen any of them. And that's Dagwood and Blondie. Those Dagwood and Blondie movies, I think they made 28 of them. So somebody must have liked them. 28 goddamn movies, right? I think this was number 9, if I remember right. This one's called Blondie in Society, 1941. Dagwood, right, brings home a Great Dane, which Blondie enters in a dog show. They're funny. I give it a 7. First time watch. I got a couple other ones recorded. This is from TCM. But there's 28 Blondie movies. So, you know, from 1938, I think it was, until 52 or something or whatever. I got to look up more of it. But somebody must have liked them. 28 movies in a series of movies? Jeez. So, yeah, Penny Singleton, Arthur Lake, and Larry Sims. And they all had a radio program too. Blondie radio show. And what Penny Singleton was in the radio show for the first few years, and then what's his name? Arthur Lake's wife took over in the radio show for the rest of the radio show. But yeah, it's a fun. Everybody knows Blondie and Dagwood. I just put a strip on my channel, right? Dagwood, Blondie, I should say. Blondie and Dagwood. But yeah, it's fun. I got a couple more recorded, so I haven't watched them yet. But yeah, they're fun. It's a 7. I've never seen it before, but there's a few funny moments in it. I like funny stuff. You get a laugh out of it, it's worth a 7 to get a laugh. A great big Dane dog. But yeah, okay, what else? This is the first time watch also for this one that I'm going to talk about now. Even though you think, oh, come on, Bob. But no, really, truly, I've never seen this movie before. Know all about it. People talked about it. I talked about it. I mentioned it here, but I've never seen it. Might have seen a bit here, seen a bit there, an ending here. Not the ending. Never saw the ending. Or maybe I did. But anyway, it doesn't matter. First time watched the whole thing, right through. 1978, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978's version, with Donald Sutherland, Brooke Adams, and Leonard Nimoy. San Francisco health inspectors find alien pods are taking over people as they sleep. Right? You know the story, right? So it's pretty good. I gave it a 7. It's pretty good. And these people that have been taken over by these pods, they're not supposed to show any kind of emotion, right? You know, they just kind of like go through the motions, but they don't show any emotions like tears or, you know, fall in love, anything that has to do with emotions. But when you watch the movie, I found Leonard Nimoy, his character, when he's talking to everybody and stuff, unless there was a period there when he was the real, and then there's another period probably where he got taken over by a pod. But I'm thinking, well, I don't know where that was, but he seemed to show a lot of emotion in this movie. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I don't know about that, but that's nitpicking, Bob. Well, so Invasion of the Body Snatchers. First time watch, I gave it a 7. It's good. Yeah, I can watch it again. What else? Try not to make this video too long. People don't like long videos. First time watch for this one? Yeah, I know. The Red Violin, 1998. Seen a bit here or there, but not the whole thing all the way through. First time watch, I gave it a 7. 5 minutes, followed the trail of her priceless violin made in the 17th century as it comes in possession ended up at an auction in Montreal, right? So there's 5 people over the course of time from the 17th century until, this time, that 5 different people own this violin. So it gets to a point now where it's up for auction in Montreal. Very interesting movie. I liked it. I gave it a 7. It's all right. Samuel L. Jackson. There's a lot of other people in this movie, right? There's different places, different people. But you can name a lot of people, but everybody knows Samuel L. Jackson, so I just threw his name in there. He's in near the end of the movie. And then I watched, I've seen this movie lots of times, the one I'm talking about now. Some Like It Hot, 1959, I believe. Yeah, two males go on the lam, right? Posing as women in an all-girl band after witness a gangland massacre in 1929 Chicago. Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis. And Marilyn Monroe. We must not forget Marilyn Monroe. Daddy, right? Anyway, it's fun. It's a fun movie. I can watch it again. Give it a 7. Always gets a 7. It has its funny moments and all that kind of stuff. But at least I gave it a 7. So gets a 7 from Bob. And then I watched this Jurassic Park 3. Right? I watched that. We all know Jurassic Park 3. There's not much to talk about here. Everybody pretty well knows that. Sam Neill, Bill Macy, and Tia Leone. Sam Neill gets to go back. He was in the first movie, right? He gets to go back to the island, right? So the under false pretenses. Bill Macy and Tia Leone are mother and father of this young boy that got lost or got taken for a ride or up in the sky in those some flying things, and he ended up on an island, and they're gone off looking for him. But Sam Neill's character didn't know that, right? He thought this guy was a rich billionaire and he was going to give him money. But this guy, he only owns a hardware store, selling hammers, nails and shit. Anyway, it's fun. It's a good ride. Nothing wrong with it. Everybody knows that, right? So I gave it an 8. Jurassic Park. Yeah, dinosaurs. Everybody loves dinosaurs. Yeah, so it gets an 8. Jurassic Park 3. And then I watched this. The Poison Rose from 2019. John Travolta and Morgan Freeman, and along with some other people. Right? Yeah, Brendan Fraser and other people. This one takes on John Travolta's character. He's a private detective. He's a dick, right? Well, yeah, he's a dick. I guess I said that right. He's a dick. Takes on a missing persons case in which his daughter is the main suspect. She hasn't seen his daughter in 20 years. He's a sad sack dad, right? So he's living in one part of the States, and shit happens in another part, like another town or whatever, and he has to drive down there for an hour or 2 hours to go back where he used to live at, until he ran out on his daughter like 20 years before. So he goes down there and meets everybody he left, and he tries to figure out who killed this guy and stuff. So yeah, so a lot of talking, a lot of chatting, a lot of smoking cigarettes, a lot of drinking, the regular shit, right? So I gave it a 6. It has its good moments, not that many, but there's a few, so yeah, it gets a 6. And it's based on the best-selling book. Maybe the book's good. The movie gets a 6. First time watch. And then I watched this one. The Assignment. Yeah, did I say that right? Yeah, what's her name's in it? The ones in the Fast and Furious. The girl, what's her name? Michelle Rodriguez. She's in it. In the beginning, she's a boy. Got a hairy chest, got a big dong, right? And she kills people, or he kills people, an assassin. Meets up with this doctor, which is Sonya Weaver, right? Showing her age. Not that anything's wrong with that. And she operates on this guy and turns this guy into a woman with big tits. Well, they're not that big, but yeah. So I mean, Michelle Rodriguez, she's a nice looking girl anyway. She's been around for the last 16 or 20 years, right? So, but the assignment, yeah, it was a 2017. See, you don't know her. I gave it a, what did I give it? I gave it a 6. It's all right, but you know, strange movie. But yeah, she goes around killing people, shooting people, blowing things up. You know, a regular movie. Yeah, so yeah, first time watch gets a 6. And then I watched True Grit from 2010, starring Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, and Josh Brolin. Not a bad movie, not great, but not bad. Not as good as John Wayne's. Sorry. But John Wayne's version is a little notch and a little bit better than this. Let's put it that way, right? Better. Yeah. Jeff Bridges, Matt Dillon. I've seen this. I've seen this before, so. Gave it a 7. A young girl hires Jeff Bridges' character, right? What's his name? Yeah, grumpy old bastard. Oh, is that another movie? Or is that Grumpy Old Bastard? Anybody know Grumpy Old Bastards? Yeah, well, that's another story. Yeah, a young girl hires him to go after the guy who killed her dad. This guy, which is Josh Brolin's character. I like the character better in John Wayne's movie. Kills her dad, right? Blows him away with a shotgun. Steals his money, his horse, and buggers off. So she rides into town to get the killer, the guy that killed her dad. Can't blame the girl. But yeah, so it goes on with them riding around, riding through the countryside, trying to find, Haney, or whatever his name is. Yeah, so it's all right. The girl, right? She had a very good part in this. She in any other movies? What's her name? Haley Steinfeld? Such small print, and it freaking pisses you off. But they got to put all this stuff on the sign, Stanfeld, something like that. But yeah, True Grit, a 7, Blu-ray. This cost me $1.50 at the thrift store. Not bad, eh? $1.50. Can't go wrong with that. Anyway, people. Another Friday is come and gone. I get to start a new book. All movies. I'm doing a different thing this year. I'm doing first time watch for me. And if I don't mention first time watch, 9 out of 10, it's I've seen it before. Which I do watch movies over again. I watch some movies over and over again. Some movies I watched probably more than likely 20 or 30 times, and I still get a kick out of them, so don't matter. But there's more than likely most of these will be a first time watch. Anyway, people, keep watching those movies. And I want to say hello to my brother, Donnie. Donnie watches these. Yeah, he gets a kick out of them. Yeah, so there you go. Mike, I think Mike watches them too sometimes. Yeah, and Ian, he watches them sometimes. Harry, I don't know if Harry watches them. I don't even know, but James watches, I'm not sure. And I don't know if Jay watches. So So I think that's the Grumpy Old Gentleman, which is a bust, kaput, done. But you know, they might come back, or somebody might come back and make a video about the Grumpy Old Gentleman or about something else and put it on the Grumpy Old Gentleman's channel. So look forward to that. You might be seeing another video from the Grumpy Old Gentleman. You never know. Never say never. Yeah. All right. Give your mom a hug. Give your dad a hug. Right? And I'll see you next week. Go Leafs, go! Oh, sorry. Go Leafs, go! Bob, you're a diehard. Thank you very much.